Okay, so I'm going to go through the Shapebuilder and Pathfinder tools that we use today. So in Illustrator, I'm just going to create a new document. I am going to use my standard print A4 because I don't have a specific purpose for this, so I'm just making an A4 page. If I hold the spacebar down, it turns into a hand and I can just drag that wherever I want it to go. So I'm going to make the love heart out of a square and two circles. So I'm going to hold the shift key down and draw my square. And I'm going to make sure that that has no fill. It just makes it easier to line things up later on. And the same with the ellipse. If I choose the ellipse now, the circle, it's going to have no fill in the outline. So I'm going to move this up here just for clarity. So that pink line tells me I am starting on the exact same edge as that square when I draw the circle. So I hold the shift key down. If I let it go now, my circle will be half the width of that square. And now it's lined up on the other side. So I know that this circle and this square are the same width. And that will fit perfectly inside there. So I'm going to draw another one. See that pink line? That's my smart guide. It tells me that when I start drawing, I'm lined up with the top of that square. If I let it go there, I'm at the halfway point. And if I keep going to there, same width, right? So now it's just a matter of, you can see if I just move this over, my shift key, I can get it right on that line. Now that's doing it by eye. And look, best will in the world, where none of us are that good. So I'm going to drag that. You see that pink line is appearing? So when I get to the edge there, see that line? I've got a line going down, a line going across. That tells me I am exactly on the center of the right-hand side of that square. I let it go. So half the circle is inside the square, half is out. Same with this one. I grab the center, straight line all the way down. And then when I get the other pink line going the other way, that tells me that it's perfectly lined up from top to bottom and it's perfectly cutting into that line at the top of the square. I select them both, and over here I've got an option called, I've got an option here called Pathfinder. If I don't have anything selected, it's not there. If I select them all, there it is. Pathfinder combines them all into one shape. I'm going to undo that, Command Z. So you've got Unite. It takes the front one from the back one, so the last one from the front one, or from the first one, should I say. This one is the bit where all the shapes intersect, and this one is all the bits where they don't intersect. So let's try them. That combines them, undo. That one takes the second two shapes away from the first one, undo. This one gives you the bit where they all overlap. This one, you can't really see it there, but if I fill that in, let's say, fill that in with red, you can see the bits where they overlap have been cut away. Or sorry, it's everything but the bits where they overlap. Okay, it's a complicated shape because there's three pieces to it, so it's kind of slightly unsure what to do with it. But let's select them all and combine them into one shape. If I select that and move my cursor just outside there, I get the curve, and then I can rotate that. And I can just give it whatever fill I want. Outline, none. I get my perfect, geometrically perfect shape. If I select this, I've got my selection tool where I can scale it and rotate it and stuff like that. But this direct selection tool allows me to control the points. There's a couple of points around here. If I select the whole thing, you'll see them. There's one there and one there. So if I choose this one, I'm just controlling that one point, I can drag that and give it that nice curve there. That little one here, it turns points into curves. So that would be almost impossible to draw freehand perfectly anyway. So let's close that. This time I am going to go with the yin-yang sign, okay? So I'm going to draw a big circle here. And then I'm going to draw another circle, starting at the top, stopping at the middle. Then I'm going to draw another one over here. I'm just moving over here just so it's easier to see. Starting at the top, or the middle, hang on, let me just do that again. So let me just get that out of the way, because sometimes they can influence each other if they're too near. So, starting in the middle, finishing there. So let's take, you can do that. So they're all perfectly aligned now. Or I can align them this way, using the align tool over here, align them down the center. And I select the whole lot. Now I'm going to use the shape builder over here, because I want to unite parts of it rather than the whole thing in Pathfinder. So shape builder is here. And this allows me to see what the shapes are. If there was a tiny gap between those two circles there, this one and this one would light up at the same time, because they would be able to be a path between them. So this tells me that I've got 4 distinct shapes here. This one, this one, this one, and this one. At the moment, you can see, turn off my caps lock, you can see my cursor has a little plus on it. If I hold the Alt key down, it turns to a minus. So in plus mode, you're combining things. Okay, so I undo that. In minus mode, you could cut out those 2 holes. So if we were to fill this, it would look like that. You know? So I just undo a couple of steps there. Combining those 2, combining those 2. Back to my selection tool. That one is black. Oh, sorry. What's that? Fill is black. This one is white. So I could put in a couple more circles. Let's go a small one there. And I'm just going to copy C, copy V, Command C, Command V. This one will be white. So there's my in. Yeah, I can probably line them up a bit better, but they, yeah, that's it. So, to recap, 2 circles, 3 circles. 1, and then another one starts at the top, goes to the middle. I'm losing them all now because they're, there you go. Then I do another one, just going to move this out of the way. Another circle, start at the middle, stop at the bottom. I'm going to take this one. You can see intersect at the top and a straight line down the middle. Tells me that they're lined up. Same with this one. And then I select them both. And I am going to go to Shape Builder. I'm going to join that one with that one, that one with that one. And that's my basic. If I choose this path, I can fill that with black, and this one, you know, fill it with red if you want to. So that's it, basic shape building technology, I guess. So let me just try one other thing, ellipse tool. All right, so I've drawn a circle. I'm going to make that an empty, just to make it clearer. So I'm going to hold the Alt key down and drag. So you see that pink line tells me I'm dragging it in a straight line, and then I let go. So 2 overlapping circles. If I press Command D, that's going to duplicate that last thing I did. It's Control D on a PC. So Command D, Command D. So I just did that, and you can see that these ones moved the same distance that the first 2 moved when I Alt and dragged it. I select the lot, and I'm going to go to my Shape Builder. And in minus mode, I want to get rid of all of these excess ones. I want to keep everything inside this first circle, you know, these 4 sections here. So Alt, minus. They're all gone now. I'm going to Alt click that one, and I'm just left with these 2. So let's say I make that red, no outline. So I have that. I'm going to make a copy of that. I'm going to say Alt and drag. and I'm going to make that black, sorry, fill it with black, no outline, and I'm going to bring its opacity down. You'll see the point of this now in a second. So I'm going to right click on this, I'm going to say arrange, send it to the back. Now it looks like a shadow essentially. I think I've got an extra one in there. A few copies for some reason. So this one. So it looks like a shadow over there. Okay, so very quickly one more time. Circle. Just outline, and then I'm going to say move my selection tool. I'm going to Alt and drag, and then I'm going to say Control D on a PC or Command D on a Mac, and it just duplicates the last movement I made. Select a lot of it, Shapebuilder, and in minus mode by holding down the Alt key, you see that? You can hear me clicking the key and letting it go, and it's switching between plus and minus. So in minus, I hold it down, and I'm just drawing a continuous line through all the bits I don't want. I'll get rid of that one, I'll get rid of that one, and just be left with that. So that would be very difficult to draw, you know. So I'll very quickly show you one other thing. It's a similar thing, but it's just another layer of complication to it. So let's go. Okay. Alt, drag, and I'm going to duplicate that, Command D. Then I'm going to take this one again, and I'm going to say Alt, drag this way, and then Command D, duplicate. Okay, now this is going to be complicated, but it's the exact same principle, and we can get rid of big chunks of it in one go. So I'm going to go Alt and drag through here, and Alt and drag through here. A couple down there. Might zoom in for those now in a minute. So you can see I'm really scribbling to get rid of some of these. So Command plus will zoom in, and you can see the bits there that I need to get rid of now. So Alt, there you go. Now I'm going to get rid of like a checkerboard kind of thing. Oh, yeah, that was a big chunk. We'll leave that there. Oh yeah, so here. Yeah, it's hard to picture, isn't it? Let's swap that around. Getting there, but you can see how you would do it, you know. So again, these things would be very difficult to do, but you subtract one shape from another, you get a different result. Okay. Thank you.